My wife is addicted to the gym and it's ruining our marriage. Strap in because this is a juicy one.
Okay.
Trigger warnings for infidelity, physical violence, anger management issues. The original post was February 1st, 2024. My wife is 30 years old and she's worked out and been in shape, but lately I feel like it's becoming excessive. She used to regularly work out at a gym when she was in college. At some point, she stopped going to the gym. I think lately just due to her schedule and preferred to work out at home or go for runs outside. About 18 months ago, she announced she was going to get back into the habit of going to the gym. She now had a job where she's able to make more time for it. It started off normal, but slowly became more and more frequent. She signed up for classes on the weekend, both days. She started going to the gym every day. Then it became the morning before work, and then again later in the evening. Every single day. If she's stressed, she goes to the gym. Experience some sort of life crisis, goes to the gym. We have an argument, she runs to the gym. She's 4 months pregnant right now. I'm kind of surprised we even had time to make a kid. I understand that it's safe for her to work out, especially since she was already in the habit of doing it before she got pregnant, but the intensity is not slowing down. If she misses one of her normal gym sessions, she becomes irritable, like a junkie not getting her fix. It's just bizarre. Truly a case of too much of a good thing. Of course, she gets upset when I voice that I feel it's becoming an unhealthy obsession and that I miss spending time with her because she's there so much. She has all of these friends and a whole circle of people that she seems to prefer spending time with over me. Why don't we work out together at the gym? The gym is her time, she says. This isn't a case of me feeling insecure because she's in great physical shape and I'm a fat slob. I work out too, and I'm in shape. My job really requires me to stay in shape, so I can't let myself go even if I wanted to. I genuinely feel her gym habits are unhealthy now. She's over-exercising for one. There is such a thing. But worse than that, I feel it's becoming a way for her to escape everything else in life. She never actually fixed anything that goes wrong in her life. She just runs off to the gym to get some sort of mood boost and that's it. She also never gets anything done in a practical sense because how can she when she's at the gym so often? It's to the point where I have to do every chore, and if food is being made, I'm going to have to do it. I don't expect her to do all of those things, but it should be at least a shared effort. People we know have commented about it to me. They've said things about how she seems different, how she sure is at the gym a lot, and many of her friends and family barely see her anymore. Some have even suggested she's having an affair with somebody there. Please tell me that this doesn't sound normal to you too. She insists that this is perfectly normal.
At first I thought maybe, like, I don't know, it's just a healthy obsession. But it does seem like, I don't know, I think I would have a problem with it. Like, if I was at home doing everything by myself, like, and you were just spending 6 hours of your free time every day at the gym.
Twice a day,
like,
morning, before work, after work.
I think I would get really upset as well.
Like, unless you're an Olympian, training
right?
for the Olympics.
Like, if that's your job, sure. But,
Yeah.
like, you have a job and you're going to the gym, like, so often, I just don't think it's necessary. I don't even know if it's healthy to go
No, it's not.
that much,
It's
right?
not healthy to overtrain because you're just wearing out your body. Like,
yeah.
You're consuming more than you're building, so you're just breaking down your body.
I almost wonder if it's like an obsessive thing about like her weight. Like, I know
He says she's not weight, she's fit.
I know, but sometimes, you know, people think that they are overweight or I don't know. It's
Maybe.
an insecurity thing.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
I don't like being in a calorie deficit. Like, some people like really like obsess over counting those calories. And if they don't go to the gym that day to burn off those calories, like, yeah, it can make them irritable and stuff. And I feel like I've been there at some point, like a couple years ago, where I was like, if I didn't go to the gym, like, I was in a bad mood because I wasn't in my calorie deficit that day.
And it does become an addiction.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else. Like, you get addicted to the chemical release when you're working out.
Yeah. I wish I had that addiction.
I feel like that addiction, like, comes and goes sometimes. Like, we've had it before.
Yeah.
We don't have it right now.
Definitely not.
I definitely need to get back to going to the gym. I was like, this is the week. This week. Maybe tomorrow. We're filming this on a Monday. So, Teresa, it's her last day off before she starts a job tomorrow. So, maybe tomorrow when Teresa's working, I'll have time.
It's a holiday in Canada.
Yes.
Today.
It is. Okay. I have an update for you.
Okay.
10 days later, February 11th, 2024. I posted not very long ago about my wife's addiction to the gym. A compulsion, if you will. She spends most of her free time there. She often goes twice a day, and sometimes even 3 times a day if we have a fight at night and she needs to run off instead of actually talking to me.
Wow.
And she won't let me go with her to the gym and refuses to go to mine. Her gym is her place. My gym is my place. That's just the way it has to be according to her. I'd love to have her come along with me. I've invited her multiple times. She's about 18 weeks pregnant right now. This is our first baby. She's worked out like crazy prior to the pregnancy, and she continues to do just as hard now. I truly didn't think she was cheating on me. People suggested it in the last thread and I laughed. You can tell she's at the gym a lot. She's in great shape. So she's obviously going there. I feel really confident about the cheating issue, and when I posted 9 days ago, I wasn't even considering cheating. I'm embarrassed to admit that after reading a lot of the comments in my last post, I thought maybe I was being overly confident about her fidelity. She usually always has her phone on her, but she left it on the kitchen counter, and as stupid as I felt, I decided to do a quick swipe through her text. She had a current text conversation going with a guy. I recognize the name. The same name of the guy from the gym she mentions a lot. She's friends with a lot of people there. Went to one of their weddings last fall. I wasn't too terribly concerned until I started reading the text. Never wanted to know what a guy's dick looked like, but now I know. She was only out of the room for literally a minute or two, so I had to scroll fast. I was furious. I asked her what the fuck that conversation was about. She started yelling at me for looking through her phone. I told her she's acting so weird and the gym obsession is really bothering me, so I just decided to look, and was ashamed that I did, but that I thought I'd find nothing. She said, it's nothing. Didn't look like nothing to me. She sure seemed pretty interested in this nothing. I wanted to know if she's been fucking him, and for how long. She kept saying no. I left the house because I was furious, but not before I slammed her phone on the ground and shattered it. Ooh. She was calling me all sorts of names for breaking her phone. She hit me on the back as hard as she could, and I left. Went to my brother's house. My brother and sister-in-law were shocked. Although my sister-in-law was one of the most vocal ones about my wife's gym session being weird and bringing it up to me constantly. I went home and she was in bed crying. She obviously couldn't call me or anything else for that matter. She was laying it on thick. I didn't know if you'd ever come home. Give me a break. I took her phone to get it repaired tonight. She doesn't deserve it, but I feel like an ass breaking her phone. I still don't know how deep it goes. She won't admit to anything beyond what I saw. Was it sexting? That's bad enough. Or was it more? I'm convinced it was a lot more, but she refuses to hand her phone over and now is trying to act like I'm this terrible monster who is abusing her because I broke her phone. Not my proudest moment, but I honestly wanted to body slam her after she punched me. I have never and would never actually touch her like that.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Okay, wait, so I'm confused. Was there a dick pic?
Yeah.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, he saw a dick pic.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's evidence enough.
Right?
Like, what more do you need?
Yeah, he says, I wasn't too terribly concerned until I started reading the text. Never wanted to know what a guy's dick looked like, but now I do.
Never wanted to know
what a guy's dick looked like.
So that to me, I feel like he was wanting to see a dick pic there to like kind of solidify that.
I think he's saying, I never wanted to see another guy's dick, but I saw it because there was dick pics in the text combo.
Well, the way he wrote that, it meant like he wanted to see one now.
Never wanted to know what the guy's dick looked like, but now I know.
Oh, he said, okay, sorry.
Or, but I know now.
But I know now. Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, okay. Got it. So he did see it. Well, I don't think you need any further proof. I think... was it unsolicited? Like...
Maybe it was. He didn't have enough time to read all the texts.
I feel like if I received an unsolicited dick pic, though, I would, like, tell you about it.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. Definitely not innocent on her part.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's a form of cheating.
That's definitely cheating. Sexting is cheating.
Yeah. It may not be, like, a full like, affair, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
If it's not actually there already.
Yeah, no, this is, divorce.
Divorce. Okay. Want another update?
Yeah.
Next day, Feb 12th. Today, my wife asked me to stay home from work so that we could talk. She laid in bed all day yesterday trying to get me to feel sorry for her, but I paid absolutely no attention to her and ended up leaving the house to go to my friend's Super Bowl party. I wasn't in the mood to go, but I wasn't going to sit at home with her. It really bothered her that I left. She kept texting me things like, "Who just leaves like that when something like this is happening? Who is that cold and callous that they would just leave to go to a party?" I stayed home today to talk to her, and she was full of tears. She's, quote, so sorry. According to her, she really was going to the gym twice a day because she likes going there, and that's where her friends are. It makes her feel good. It's fun for her. She met this guy there, and he started flirting with her. Everyone likes him. He's one of the most popular guys there. I didn't realize there were popular people at the gym. She admitted she flirted back but didn't mean anything by it. She didn't reciprocate very much at first, but he gave her butterflies, and she just found herself flirting back without thinking. She said it felt like when she had a crush on somebody that she was in school when she was younger. They started texting. At first, it was just friendly and nothing sexual for months, but she felt giddy every time she got a message from him. She was really attracted to him, but told him that she was married and there could actually never be anything between them. According to her, he kept flirting with her anyway and said, "Sure, we won't cross that line," until they did cross the line. She said she had tried to resist it for a while, but then one day they kissed. She admitted to enjoying it, but also feeling it was wrong. She must not have felt that bad because she slept with him for the first time later that night. She described it like falling in love with somebody for the first time. All she could think about was him. Is she in love with him? She doesn't know. Is the baby mine? She thinks so, but there's always a small chance that it could be his. He always used a condom, so she doesn't think that the baby is his, but they were sleeping together at the time she got pregnant. But she loves me. She can't help that. There's just this huge spark between the two of them. She doesn't know if she loves him. She doesn't know if the baby is mine. She doesn't know why she did this. She doesn't know what she thinks we should do. The nail in the coffin is when she said, "You would really leave me if the baby's not yours, wouldn't you?" She had the balls to ask me that. I told her of course I'm leaving her, and I wouldn't raise another man's child. She seemed shocked. She said, "Really? With everything we have in all of our history, you wouldn't even consider it?" She can't be serious. I told her, "No, I would not consider it." She agreed to get a DNA test. She tearfully agreed, like I'm supposed to feel sorry for her about that. I don't know who this woman is. She was crying the whole time, but not tears of an ashamed or sorry person. They were tears for herself and meant to try to make me feel bad. Feel bad for what? That her heart is apparently so torn?
Girl, he's gonna leave you whether that baby is his or not.
Right?
Like, you cheated on him for months. Like, so much to the point where you need to get a DNA test because you don't know if that kid is his or not.
Exactly.
How do you think that you're gonna come back from that?
I don't know.
I feel like she's delusional.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I love him or not. It was just a big spark between us.
Oh my God. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Oh my God, still?
Yeah.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Next update comes February 22nd. My wife has been reduced to a trashy daytime talk show. The woman who was once my wife, who I considered a classy woman, has turned into a complete trailer trash. Today, she announced that she's moving in with her affair partner from the gym.
Oh.
She's pregnant. It might be his kid. It might be mine. She's too embarrassed to get blood drawn from a paternity test. She spent about a week trying to get my attention, to get me to talk to her, to get me to beg her to be mine. I didn't fall for any of it. I've largely been ignoring her, and when we have to speak, I keep it brief. We've been living together this whole time, but I'm in a different room now and functioning separate from her in all ways. So her pouting and trying to get me to pay attention to her and giving her a gold star for not going to the gym for 5 days in a row didn't work. Today, she texted me that she is moving in with him. Somehow, I still do care about this person. I've already met a lawyer though. I can care about her as a human being and possible mother of my child without being married to her. Still, it stung to hear her say that she's going to be with him. I told her that it wasn't a smart move to leave the house. I've even told her she'll probably need to meet with a lawyer. She doesn't care about anything I have to say. I don't think she needs to move in with anybody. I actually feel bad for her that she just can't be on her own. I asked her if he actually knew she was pregnant and wanted to know what story she'd been telling him this whole time. She said he knows and he doesn't care if it's my baby. He loves her and wants to be with her. Bizarre. You can't find anyone else? Somebody who isn't a married pregnant woman? Why would you take that on? Doesn't make sense to me. He's scum, but he's good-looking scum who apparently is gainfully employed and owns his own house. So you can't tell me that my married, pregnant wife is your only option here. I just can't imagine being a single guy like that and wanting to put up with this baggage when I can have other options. And if this really is my baby, then what? They'll live with my wife and this weasel 50% of the time? I don't know how my wife turned into this mess. And she thinks it's embarrassing to have to get blood drawn?
Yeah, for real. She's embarrassed to like actually go and do it.
Yeah.
Okay. She seems really immature. It doesn't sound like this is love at all. It just sounds like it's lust, maybe, I think, on both of their parts.
It's lust.
Yeah. There's no way it's going to last.
And I can understand, like, being with somebody for, like, 10 years, whatever long, and then someone new comes along, and yeah, it's going to be lust, not love. And it's, you made a commitment to your partner. It's whether you have a choice whether you stick by that or not.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be lots of people in everybody's future that it's a fresh spark, like high school. Yeah, because you're comfortable with this for so long. Anything always new is cool. And like lust is what we call it when it's like another human being. But anytime you start a new hobby or a new show or anything like that, you get this new cool addicting feeling to something new in your life. Yeah, it's a dopamine fix. Yeah. Like whenever you watch a new Netflix show that like you've never heard of before, and then you watch the first episode and it's like, this is amazing, I have to keep watching all the episodes. It's exactly what it's like.
So instead of cheating, guys, just find a good Netflix show to watch.
Oh yeah, that's not what I'm saying avoiding, but I'm saying it's like it's a similar thing where your mindset is find something new. When you find a new hobby and you buy a new car, you buy a new house, whenever there's something new, you get this lust towards that item.
Yeah.
Like when we first moved into our apartment, it was the best place ever. Now we've been in it for 3 years and I'm ready to move out and build a house.
I'm not.
And building the house will be a new, quote, lustful experience towards building a house, designing it to our needs.
Yeah, I guess it's like new and exciting.
Anything new and exciting. But when you're going to be in a relationship, you have to, when you make marriage, you're making that commitment that you're going to say no to new and exciting.
Yeah, you have to actively choose that person every day.
I actively choose you, honey.
Thanks, honey. Me too.
We're not married yet, and I do it every day. All right. You want more?
More? Oh my God. Okay.
I told you, this is a juicy one.
Okay.
Update, February 29th. My wife has agreed to a paternity test.
Oh.
My wife moved in with her affair partner last weekend. She didn't take very much at all. Most of her stuff is still in our house. I still get the feeling she was just waiting for me to beg her to come home, but I didn't reach out to her at all after she left. It was a strange mixture of relief, anger, and sadness. I don't think I ate at all until last night. I just never felt hungry. Drank a little too much, but I'm fine. I'm posting this update because I've received a ton of messages from people, and honestly, it's emotionally draining to respond to each one and to have to type the same stuff out. I just don't feel like talking about her that much. So this morning, she texted me that her affair partner wants to get a DNA test done, so she's going to do it. Look at that. Didn't matter what I wanted, but now that he has requested it, she suddenly thinks it's a great idea. She asked if I wanted to submit a sample because it's cheaper to have two dads test as part of one package. I don't even care about the cost at this point. I just want an answer. I don't have to see or interact with them at all. I just have to make my own appointment with the lab to get my cheek swabbed. So this Saturday, I'm going to do that, and we should have the results within a week. I'll take what I get at this point because it's better than her dragging this out for another 20 weeks. So that's it. I'm fine. I'm going to work every day, trying to function, just feel stuck in limbo. I do miss her. Honestly, I hate that she's there with him. It makes me sick. Part of me does want to beg her to come home. It'll be even worse that I find out that it's my baby and she's there with him. Unless he drops her at that news. I won't let myself beg for her. I won't play those games with her.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, I find it interesting that now the new man is asking for the paternity test, but I thought he was going to love her regardless.
Right? Apparently not.
Why does he want to know now?
Exactly.
I assume there's another update.
Yep. March 15th.
Okay.
We recently had the paternity test done at the request of her affair partner, and it proves that the baby is mine.
Oh.
It's been very mixed emotions for me, very up and down. Originally, I thought I just wanted to be completely done with her and not have any lifelong ties in the form of a full-blown human that we shared. But I was sort of happy and relieved when I got the results. I'd already had in my mind that I was going to be a father for months before I found out that she was cheating. Sometimes I just have moments where I can't believe this is my life, that this is the situation that my kid will be born into, and I hate her for it. She's still living with him. All of her belongings are still here at our house. I refuse to do the work of packing everything up for her. She doesn't seem concerned about taking any of her things beyond the essentials. After we got the news that I'm the baby's father, she texted me saying that she's glad I'm the father, and she knows I'll be a great dad. She was texting me new baby name ideas last night. She tried calling, but I ignore the calls. I only speak to her via text. This morning, she asked if she could come by and get a few things. I told her it was fine, as I've been advised by my lawyer to not prevent her entry from the home, but I told her that he better not be with her. So who shows up with her? The scumbag boyfriend. He walks right on into the house behind her like it's no big deal. She ran upstairs to get the stuff she wanted, and he and I were just left standing there in the living room. He told me it wasn't her fault that he was there. She told him I didn't want him to come, but he forced his way along. He wanted to talk to me, supposedly, to tell me he understands how I must be feeling. No, you don't.
Shut the fuck up.
He told me he knows I probably don't believe him, but he genuinely loves her and knew he probably wasn't the father. He accepts it and then tried to assure me that he won't try to take my place with the baby and hopes that we can get along since we're both going to be in her life now. He promises that she's fine. He's looking after her. I told him that I couldn't for the life of me imagine what he wanted with a pregnant woman who is having another man's child. That I found it weird. When I told him that he didn't get out of my house, I'd punch him. I went upstairs and she was trying to find some things in the bathroom. I got mad, asked her why she brought him along, and told her I find it really strange that he still wants to be with her now that he knows he has nothing to do with the baby, and that I refuse to let him have anything to do with the child. She said he talked her into coming and she's sorry and she never meant for any of this to happen, but she's in love with him now. He is supposedly what a 30-year-old is looking for, not me. She's setting up a nursery in his house and I can set one up at my house, and she has no intention of trying to get full custody or anything like that. She doesn't want to keep me from being involved in my child's life. How generous of her. She went back downstairs and I followed her, and he was still standing there in the living room, and I just walked up to him and punched him. He stumped back and fell into a table, and she yelled, "What the fuck?" and ran over to him. I don't even care at this point, as if he's going to call the cops. He deserved it, and it wouldn't have happened if he had just left like I told him to. Several hours later, she texted me saying she was sorry about today. He really meant what he said, and he's actually a good guy, and he cares about her and respects me. What the fuck? He respects me? He was screwing my wife in the gym locker room. I was like, you can't be serious. And she said, fine. I'm trying to have a mature conversation about this. And I can't help that we fell in love. Believe it or not, I'm not trying to hurt you. And I just want everything to be amicable. This guy stole my wife, and he's stealing my kid too. Sure, I'm the actual father, but now that they're setting up a nursery together in his house, I've tried to not feel jealous or sad. I've tried to maintain the thought that he's the trash man who picked up my garbage. Sometimes I feel that way, but the truth is that I love her, and still love her. I don't want to stay married to her on principle alone, but this is devastating me.
Oof. It's really interesting that he still wants to stay with her.
Right?
But like I said, I don't think it's gonna last. This isn't love. I think they're both delusional to think that it's gonna end amicably. Like,
yeah.
Why would OP have any intentions of being mature about this? Like, exactly. I would be petty as fuck.
I would try to get full custody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I would do whatever I could to get full custody.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Are there any other
Another update?
Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Oh my god! This is gonna take up the whole episode.
Another installment of the implosion which was my marriage. My wife is basically 26 weeks pregnant now. There actually has been much drama with her and her affair partner. I was away for a long weekend last week, and it was nice to just get away from home for a while. Only really annoying thing that happened is that I told her I'm being in the delivery room, not him. After everything she's done, she owes me that. It's not his baby. He has no right or reason to be there. I will not be the one waiting outside while my kid is being born. She said yeah, she agrees, and never planned to have him in there with her. I asked her if she's told him that, and she said no. I told her to tell him, and he'll have no part of it. Well, she told him, and apparently he didn't like that idea, and he started trying to convince her why he should be there. Next thing I know, she's telling me that he really wants to be there, and she's the one giving birth, so she should be able to say who she wants there, and she wants him there. I suppose he'll start making name suggestions soon, and will try to overrule names we've had picked out for our future kids for years. We've talked a little bit, and she told me I can have our house and the dog in our divorce. I'm requesting that we sell the house and split the profit. I already had that written in the paperwork. I'm not buying her out of our house, a house that I've made all the payments on anyway. I have a much better credit score than her and less debt. I compromise a lot because she liked the house. I'd rather be able to get my own place based just on what I want with no reminders of her. And there was already no way she was getting the dog. I already had proof that I owned him, so she wouldn't really stand a chance of having the court award the dog to her. It's the one thing I told my lawyer I wanted above anything else, not including any custody issues surrounding my actual human child. Honestly, her affair partner can have her, but he will never ever have my dog. Not to mention my dog is 100 times more loyal than my wife, and some might even say better looking too.
Damn.
So with the idea I won't be living here in this house for much longer than the baby is born, if everything moves quickly, I decide I will still prepare a nursery here anyways in case anyone wants to try and accuse me of not being invested/prepared for fatherhood. I'm trying to look at the positives. It doesn't matter what colors she likes or what themes. I can do whatever I want. Honestly, we've been together for so long and have lived together for most of our adult lives. It's sort of nice not living with somebody, but sort of lonely too. I have friends and family, but it's hard to feel in the mood to go hang out with people too often. They always ask me about everything that's going on, and I'm just tired of being the topic of conversation. I got a promotion at work, which financially would have been better if it happened after the divorce, but I'll take what I can get. I feel like I'm living in this limbo right now for a lot of what I do is always framed around how will this affect me in the divorce. Admittedly, I do spy on them on social media sometimes. Guess I'm hoping to see he's been in a motorcycle accident or something now that the weather is nicer. Hasn't happened yet, but he's starting at a new company, and once that's up and running, I can always get my friends and family to leave 1-star reviews everywhere. Have to find ways to have a little fun. She told her family that we've split up and that she's with this other guy now. Her sister reached out to me to say how sorry she was. Her sister is a dumbass, that sort of thing. She told me that my wife is complaining about her affair partner, that the sex is over when he's done, and apparently he's really selfish with sex. He doesn't do extra little things for her that she's used to me doing, like clearing the snow off her car in the morning and heating it up and offering to make her food after a long day. He doesn't speak her, quote, love language, and he hangs out with his friends too much. This made me very happy to hear. She's secretly miserable, and I find that absolutely delightful.
I could have told you this guy wouldn't do those things just based off of the story.
Exactly.
Like, I already got that vibe. Like, he is not like a partner that you want for the rest of your life. Like,
Yep.
you guys were fucking in the gym locker room while she was married. Like, come on.
Exactly.
He's not going to be your knight in shining armor.
No,
like,
he's the dirty boy.
Yeah.
Doesn't even do the sex as good, but she's so in love with him. No, you're
I don't think she is anymore.
You were just lustful at something new.
Exactly. Consequences of your own actions. Like, I guess it is kind of karmic justice. Now she's getting what she deserves.
Exactly.
And hopefully OP can find some happiness in that.
Yep.
Some relief.
Exactly.
Is that all?
There is...
Oh my God.
Well, there's another update.
Oh my God.
This update is now from 1 month ago, from today's date. I'm a dad. I have a baby, a little girl. She was born yesterday, 2 weeks early. As she's done before, she was having some pains on and off, and she left for work yesterday morning. She works from home on Mondays. She told me that around 8:30 she was having contractions 17 minutes apart. The same thing happened not too long ago, and then by the evening all the pain stopped. I was at work, so I told her to keep me posted. A little while later, she said they were 15 minutes apart, and she has some other signs that might be actual labor starting. I asked her if she needed somebody there with her. She said she wanted me to come be with her. I didn't even mean to volunteer myself. She was scared. I didn't even ask why she didn't call him. I left work and went over to his house. Uncomfortable doesn't begin to describe it, but there was obviously more important things going on. He wasn't there. She didn't even contact him. She said she just wanted to be with me and her there. She said she just wanted to be me and her there. In her words, he hasn't seen her pee or shit herself yet, but I've witnessed all that stuff already, so she is more comfortable with me there. I really tried to be nice and supportive as possible. Set the whole thing about her affair, our marriage, everything to the side for a brief time. I don't really know what my purpose was being there, but I think she just needed somebody so she didn't feel alone. She spent most of the time stretching and doing some sort of yoga labor routine and bouncing on this huge exercise ball. I twiddled my thumbs for the most part and looked through a bunch of his belongings. I was timing the contractions and they were consistent and slowly did get closer together. So I thought it was probably actually going to happen this time. It wasn't nearly far enough along to go to the hospital yet, and it was just getting close to when he'd get home. I was planning how I'd handle it when she called me into the bathroom to ask her if I thought her water broke. It wasn't like in the movies. This was a huge gush of water. So he got home and I was there. He came into the house and the first thing he asked is, "What are you doing here?" I think he thought something else was going on. "No, you just left and went to work and left her alone when she was scared." He said he was home and he'd be with her until it was time to go to the hospital. He put his hand on my shoulder and said something like, "Thanks, bud. I got it from here, and we'll call you when we're on the way to the hospital." He called me bud. I told him I wasn't his fucking buddy and to fuck off. I could tell she wanted me to leave. I'm not sure she really wanted me to leave so much as she was in labor, and the tension between the two of us just wasn't what she needed, and I knew that. It was his house, so what was I supposed to do? I left and prayed that they'd actually call me instead of letting me know the next day that my kid had been born. She texted me a few hours later to say the doctor told her to go to the hospital. At that point, I still didn't know if I was going to be waiting outside or what he'd decide was best for his apparent wife and child. I was allowed to be in the room. I didn't force my way in there. She said she wanted me there too. He was there too. By far the single most awkward experience of my life, and the only reason I was able to excuse it was because she told me that she wanted me there, and I didn't want to miss the chance to be there when my kid was born and to hold my kid before he did. I can't imagine what the doctors and nurses were thinking. Fucking humiliating. Then the guy tried to police what I could see. I put the baby in there. He's fucking watching, and it's like this is still my wife and that's my baby. I chose to stay dignified and ignore him the entire time. I was there to do whatever she told me to do, and my focus wasn't on him. But in any other setting, I don't think I would have been able to hold back. Baby came flying out. I mean, as far as labor goes, these are the nurses' words, and I trust labor and delivery nurses to know what they're talking about. She tore very bad because the baby came out so fast. The baby is so tiny, barely 6 pounds and only 18 inches, but perfectly healthy. I went home for a short rest, although I couldn't really rest at all. I went back today, and of course he was there. Surprisingly, he said he was going to give us time alone with the baby. Not sure if she had previously asked him to do that when I showed up or not. Didn't ask. He even brought us all food when he returned a few hours later. I wondered if mine was poison, but I tried to be nice. He's still not gone, so I'm wondering how long he'll be around. I just can't let myself do anything that will make her try and keep me away from my daughter now. I don't want them making it difficult for me. I'd prefer not to share her name publicly, but I can confirm that it's the name we chose for our daughter years ago. He had no say, and he hasn't said anything about the name at all. It kills me to see him holding her, though. I eventually left because it was just too much sitting there pretending to be like some bizarre threes company. I know I will get my time with her when he's not around. He's already posting them on social media. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to figure it out. I just have to find a way to be the bigger person because I won't let him or the relationship discourage me from being my daughter's dad. I totally get doing anything for your kids now, and if it means having to pretend to get along with him, I will.
Oh my God. This guy is a better person than I would be. I don't know. For him to like be posting the kid on social media and like pretending, I don't know, he's the dad and like playing daddy and stuff, like I would lose my mind.
Yep.
That must be so hard to go through.
Crazy
I could
hard.
not imagine.
Yeah, crazy hard.
Fuck. That just shows like, I don't know, he really wants to be a part of his daughter's life and he's willing to see past all of that fucked up shit that they're going through.
It's bullshit. It's messed up that
Yeah.
they're putting it through it, but he's willing to be there for his daughter no matter what he has to do.
Yeah.
I commend that.
Seems like a great guy.
Okay, this is going to be the final update. It was posted 8 days ago. There is another update that he posted 12 hours ago, but it doesn't have very much in it. So the link is in the description if you guys want to do more on this person's life update. And I also did skip one other previous update that he posted, in that he just, things have been going with the baby. He slept with somebody else. They got into an argument. Wife is super stressed out now and feels like she's drowning in new baby world with her affair partner at his house. So, new update. My wife has moved home.
Oh my God.
This month continues to be the strangest I've ever experienced. Within hours of sleeping with this other person, I started getting texts from my wife saying that she decided she wants to move home. It's like she had some sort of sense. She was saying that when she's ready, would I come help her? I called her and told her I don't want her to come home and to be in a relationship again. She just doesn't get to decide what's going to happen. She then started to say, oh, I know, I just meant move back in. I told her I didn't really believe her, and I felt like she was just jerking me around again. She says she thought about our conversation the other day had gone so well, and she thought we seemed to be in a place where we could really work on fixing things. But until then, she could live in another room. She said she was completely serious about it, and she wants our daughter to be in one home. I feel so mixed about everything, but ultimately I do want my daughter living in my house 24/7, and I don't want another man helping to raise her. So I took the bait. Today, I showed up at his house to help her move some things, but I anticipated I'd get there and she'd either have her mind changed or she wouldn't have been planning to leave at all, only waiting to see me do more tricks for her. They were arguing when I got there. The baby was crying, she was crying, and running around packing things in bags. And he was following behind her, begging her to stay, offering to do anything to make her stay. He accused this of being my idea. Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't really care what he thinks. It was obvious she just had sprung this news on him shortly before I got there. She was telling him over and over that she just wants her child raised in one home and that his home wasn't really their home, and she was sorry she was doing this to him after everything he'd done, but she just has to give our daughter one home with her real father. We got back over to my house and she obviously was an emotional mess. I had no room prepared for her. Not 15 minutes later, he shows up at the front door. She didn't want to talk to him. He wouldn't give up, and eventually he was there on my front porch, loudly saying things like, "That's not what you're saying when you were blowing me last night." So at that point, after I'm sure our neighbors had been enjoying this embarrassing scene for long enough, I told him that if he didn't leave, I'd call the cops. I went out there and tried to calm him down. I mean, I had to sympathize with him a little bit. She runs away. That's what she does. I may have said a few other things in my own favor and to make him realize he doesn't want to be involved in this mess that is my wife. I don't think he'll give up so easily though. Sounds terrible, but once she was at my house, I sort of found myself wishing she'd leave with him. I know I'd been wanting her to come home and to tell myself it's mostly due to the baby, but now I'm wondering what the hell I've got myself into. She said, I didn't really blow him last night. I haven't done anything with him since she was born. I've only been thinking about you. I told her, yeah, right. You expect me to believe it? Yeah. Even if it is true, what on earth makes you think I would ever believe anything you say? Then, out of spite, I told her I slept with somebody else. I know I only told her to hurt her, and I feel bad about it now. She immediately demanded to know who. I told her it's none of her business. She claims that it is her business because we're still married. Nope, I'm not sharing. So now, we're awkwardly existing. I don't have much faith that she's going to stay here. I think she'll be back at his place within a week. I've told her that he's not allowed over here. He has no business being here. And if we're raising our daughter in the same house together, then she can't just run off to his house to be with him whenever she feels like it. It won't work that way. She says she knows, and she wants me to want to be with her again, and she'll prove to me that she can be a good partner. She tried to kiss me, and I rejected her. She's upset, and she's taking a nap now. I feel like I've dug myself into a very deep hole now.
Yeah, I think he did. This is such a mess now. I think going forward, you should just kick her out and split custody.
I don't know. It's a huge mess, and I can see where he's coming from. Like, at the end of the day, he wants to be around his daughter. He wants to do what's best for his daughter. He wants his daughter in his house 24/7. And yeah, unfortunately, his daughter comes from some very shitty baggage.
It's not going to work, them coexisting together. Like, it's already such a mess. Like,
why not different rooms?
It's a mess.
It's absolutely a mess, but it's either that's the mess that you have with your daughter, or you have no mess and no daughter.
I don't think it has to be all or nothing. I think they can probably split custody.
Right, but he's saying if he wants 24/7 custody, and if he wants that, this is the baggage that he gets, and he's accepted that.
If that's what he wants.
Just separate rooms.
Couldn't be me.
I mean, I think there's some families out there that the parents are separate, but they live in the same household for the kids. And the kids just grow up.
This girl just seems so unhinged, though. Like, she doesn't know what she wants. Like, she's such, like, a flip-flopper.
Very unhinged.
So, like, I think, maybe some people can do this. In this particular situation, I don't think it's gonna work. Like...
Yeah, she got a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Drama.
No, drama.
All right, that was a very lengthy one for me.
Yes, it was.
Like I said, guys, the link is down in the description. This guy is just giving more life updates, so feel free to click that link and check out what the latest updates are for him.
Is it finally my turn?
No, I have another one.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
Your turn.
I'm going.